Boo, I scared you. Hello everyone, how are you doing? Hope you're doing well. Today we're taking a look at Tales on the Rails. So, this was released onto DVD on November 10 of 2015. And that's pretty much it. Oh no, that's a lie. It was put out onto digital platforms on November 10. It was put onto DVD on November 24th of 2015. Sorry about that. I did not mean to mess that up, but whatever. So, let's take a look-see. So, up the top there, we got the Thomas logo. Tales on the Rails. Pretty interesting logo. Kind of basic, but I kind of enjoy it. We got some winding tracks there. I don't know where the tracks go, but we got some sheep. I believe that's the Maithwaite Fair or something, but Maithwaite Station's not there. That would have been a really cool addition, but whatever. And then Thomas and Percy are there. You can see right there, I think that's Thomas's driver and fireman or something, but you can see through his cab, so I don't know. Yeah, it's hit or miss. It's fine, I suppose. There's the sign. So that's kind of cool. I like that. There's all that. And in the back here, this is from Salty All at Sea. Well, kind of. It's a little bit edited. You got up there. There's your description. Can't really see right there, but Tales of Bold and Daring Adventures, excuse me. Right there in the little ticket, we got bonus features. All you need are friends, sing-along music video, and fun with Driver Perkins. Just list the rest of the bonus features. It's not that hard. Whatever. Let's open them up here. Come on. There you go. Here's the disc. Alrighty. So this is a pretty forgettable release, but it actually has some pretty interesting stories to get out of the light. There we go. What episodes do we have on here? Let's see. We have Very Important Sheep, Salty All at Sea, Done and Dart, Duck and the Slip Coaches, and Missing Gator. So, Very Important Sheep. First of all, the music in this episode is beautiful. Like, it's very calming, kind of like dreamlike. It's really, really good. I really like the use joke. Sartama says that he needs Percy to pick up his new spring and lambs and ewes. And then Percy's like, me, sir? And then Sartama's like, no, ewes. That's really, really funny. That's a very clever bit of dialogue for the parents watching. I love how Gordon just flat out laughs at Percy for saying, oh, these are very important sheep. He's like, the sheep are not important, Percy. What are you talking about? That's pretty funny. I love how the narrator mentioned the brake van. So in the yard, Percy backs onto like a livestock car or something, and then he hits it too hard and it crashes into a flatbed of stuff and it makes a hole in the back, and then he's just rushing to get the job done. So he takes the van, he leaves, and then he forgets the brake van. So nice little attention to detail there. The Miller era would have totally not had that scene in there, so pretty cool. This episode seems to be a lot more reliant on visuals than narration, which is a very welcome change. I love when the viewers are shown something rather than told something. That's one of the main rules in storytelling, show don't tell, and this episode does a very good job with that. Sorry, the lighting's kind of off back there. There you go. Another thing, I love the shots in this episode. They're very, very cool. In particular, there are two that really stand out to me. There's one from inside of Annie of the driver carrying the sheep. It's framed so you don't see the driver and it looks like the sheep is walking on its two legs. And then the other one that I really like is, well, it starts off, it's a panning shot. It starts on Annie and all the sheep are in Annie, and then it like pans back and you see all the annoyed passengers in Clarabelle. That's a really, really cool shot. So yeah, a very, very fun and sweet episode. The music's great, and there's some really great visual gags, but I did get a little bit of Milleritis. It just kind of felt like the Miller era was kind of seeping in here, but Percy's reason for not knowing the wagon was damaged actually makes sense, but whatever. I'll give it a 7 out of 10. Very solid 7. For bonus features also, we have 2 Calling All Engines segments. We have Thomas, Gordon, Stafford, and Spencer. We have Sir Topham Hatt's Tales, which is a new little segment. It's not as cool as Landmarks of Soda, but it's still fine, I guess. He talks about Millie and he mentions the events of the Switch. We have the Earl of Scoy's Scruff's makeover and Luke's new friend. And that's it. The Mr. Perkins segments for some reason aren't included on here. They're in the bonus features, but they really should just play through the whole release. I thought they were, but they replaced them with another Calling All Engines segment and Sir Topham Hatt's Tales or whatever, which is a bit strange. I always prefer the Mr. Perkins segments over anything else, but it adds some variety, I suppose. What do we got next? Salty Y'all, let's see. So the opening shot of Brenham Docks, that really awesome long panning shot, is beautiful. It really shows how big and bustling the docks is. And I also really appreciate how the scene where the docks is empty, that big passenger ship is gone. You probably know the one that I'm talking about, but it is always there. It is like a permanent piece at the docks. But I'm so glad they got rid of it for this little scene. I think that just, it makes the docks really feel empty and less confined, I suppose. I also, going back on the music from the last episode, I really like the piratey music in this. The that's really, really good. Salty with that coach is kind of odd, but it looks kind of cool. I really want to see him pull a passenger train. That'd be really cool. Going back on shots, that sweeping shot of Thomas and Salty crossing the suspension bridge is, again, really, really cool. Sorry, I hit the mic cord. Why was Emily just hanging out in the sheds by herself? There's a scene where Salty goes to, like, the freight shed by Timmy's Sheds, and Emily's just hanging out there. What's she doing? She's all by herself, so I don't know. The concept of Salty having never been on a ship does kind of make sense. I mean, he did, in Season 6, we did see him come from, not directly from the mainland, but it wasn't implied that he came from a ship, so we assume that he did come across the bridge. And it makes sense, but it just seems a bit far-fetched to me. I don't know what it is, but I don't really buy it. I like how in Season 19, the writers tried to overlap a couple stories. This episode, No Help at All, Best Engine Ever, and Den and Dart all have overlapping themes, which is pretty cool. If you're not paying attention, you may miss it, so that's a nice little detail for the more eagle-eyed viewers. Yeah, that's what I have to say. It's kind of a weird episode. The premise is good, but it leaves a really weird taste in my mouth. Also, Thomas totally did not need to be there. Why not, Porter take his role? It would flesh out the relationship between him and Salty a lot more. Yes, Thomas does pick up passengers in the episode, but I think another rewrite would really help this episode. Yeah, I want more Porter and Salty. That'd be really, really cool. So I'll give it a 6.5 out of 10. Okay, we got another episode here, and it's phenomenal. Den and Dart is probably one of my favorite episodes from this season, and probably the entirety of the CGI series. This is one that tends to get overlooked a lot. Sorry if I'm kind of far away from the mic. I'll get a little bit closer. This episode tends to get overlooked a bit in Season 19, but it's probably one of the most well-written episodes, and it leaves a lasting impact because Den's character arc actually sticks with him, which is really cool. I don't really have any point-by-point points. My only complaint is that some fucking idiot wasn't doing their job and dumped rocks onto Mavis. How stupid are you to do that? Otherwise, no faults. I reckon this is an episode that the Reverend would write and be extremely proud of. It feels like a Season 3, Season 4 episode around that. So yeah, 9 out of 10. It's really something else. And also Toby not acting like a warrior, acting like an actual, like, mentor to Den. Oh, it's awesome. I love it. Yeah, that whole scene of Den, like, just arranging the trucks with that rock and roll music. Oh, man, I could watch that for hours. Alrighty, so now we go to some season 18 episodes. So we got Duck and the Slip Coaches. One of the gripes that I've had ever since the episode came out, how on earth did they mess up Edward's whistle? This, I would expect this from like the model era, but from the CGI era, are you kidding me? They put Thomas's whistle over Edward. What? What are you on? That doesn't make any sense. Yeah, it's not a huge deal, but I'm sure even a kid would notice that. I guarantee you the editor was doing that to just troll us. Or just me in general. That scene where Duck talks about him on the Great Western Railway is amazing. I love when the CGI series does world building and like flashbacks and stuff, and this does it very, very well. I really like how the show was, for a little while, introducing new like railway things that are actually real. Even in the 18th season of this long-running show, it's still teaching us new stuff, so that's pretty cool. This episode is pretty good, but a gripe that a lot of people have with it is the fact that the slip coaches literally came in less than, I presume, 10 hours. How on earth did Sir Topham Hatt get them that fast? That's ridiculous. So I want to briefly touch on renders. So if you're familiar with the express coaches in the CGI series, you've probably noticed that they're extremely thin and skinny when compared to the model series. And I've always found them incredibly awkward, and they never fixed it throughout the entirety of the CGI series. Now, I wish they would have taken these renders, because these are actually, the slip coaches are actually like properly sized. I wouldn't say fat, but they're more extended to the sides, and they look very, very nice. So why not just recolor those, cream and green, and add a little bit of yellow, and bam, there you go. Yeah, your express coaches. Oh well, whatever. It's not the biggest deal. Another critique I have, I think the Emily bashing is a bit too on the nose and mean. I like it as a little subtle joke that happens once, but when it happens twice is when it gets to be a bit mean. Like, I love the little gag of Emily just showing up to the sheds and seeing that all the berths are empty, but then when she arrives and Henry takes her place, I'm like, okay, that's a little much. They're just being a little too mean to her. So, other than those two gripes that I mentioned, a really good episode. I feel like this would be another story, that one of the Audreys would write and be extremely proud of. Not extremely proud, but proud of. It reminds me a lot of season 3 for some reason. I don't know, just James and Duck teaming up seems like something they would do in season 3. I don't recall if they ever did. They might have, but I don't remember. So I'll give it an 8 out of 10. Very good. Then we got Missing Gator. Not a whole lot to say about this one. It's a nice little sequel to Tale of the Brave, but I don't really like how Percy is scared to go into the mine after we learned to be braver in that movie. And I'm also not the biggest fan of Tale of the Brave, so didn't really care for it that much. But anyways, it's a serviceable episode. I don't have specific points, but I'll give it a 7 out of 10. It's fine. Nothing crazy or anything. So overall, this DVD is pretty forgettable, but the episodes aren't bad at all. I'd say most of them are some of the best from their seasons. Like Den and Dart's really good. Duck and the Slip Coaches really good. Yeah, very solid episodes. We're gonna go into changing the episodes around now. So if you remember back to Wild Water Rescue, I mentioned that I wanted to take the 2 season 18 episodes from this release and put them plus Toad's Bright Idea and Spencer's VIP onto a DVD because Mattel didn't put the last 2 episodes onto a DVD in America, so I think that'd be a nice little thing to do, but I want to make one little addition, and I'd like to throw old reliable Edward on there. I think it's really cool how they had like a little bonus episode on the Adventure Begins DVD, but I just want to bring the episode count up to 5 now, so let's just throw it in. Anyways, we still have the season 19 episodes to worry about, so I'm going to keep the 3 episodes on here, but I'm going to throw on Wild Water Rescue and Helping Hero. Mattel never actually put Helping Hero onto DVD in the US, so just to complete the season, let's do it. What's kind of cool is that the UK version of Tales from the... Wait, is it Tales from the Rails? Oh, it's Tales from the Rails. So we had Tales from the Rails back in like 2006, 2007, but this is Tales on the Rails, but they're similar titles, but that release had Helping Hero on it, so just a fun little Easter egg there. But that does not have the same selection of episodes as this one does. I believe that has the first few episodes of season 20, so like Henry Gets the Express, Bradford the Brake Van, Diesel and the Duckling, stuff like that. So if you're curious, I'll just tell you the episode in order now. So we got Very Important Sheep, Salty All at Sea, Dun and Dart, Helping Hero, and Wild Water Rescue. Okay, so that's really all I have for this episode here. Like I said earlier, it's not anything too crazy. It's a pretty standard, forgettable release, but it's not bad by a long shot. The next episode is Start Your Engines. Again, I still don't have it yet, so I'm gonna have to order that probably today or tomorrow, so if that gets a little delayed, I apologize, but I'm hoping that it comes out. Did you hear that? I like cracked my finger. I'm hoping that comes out next week. If it doesn't, I apologize, but we're getting down to the wire here. We only have a couple more releases. We have Tinsel on the Tracks, Ultimate Friendship Adventures, Extraordinary Engines, and Christmas on Sodor. So we are nearly done, and I'm getting a little worried, but don't worry. I have been saying this, but I do have a plan for the series, but don't worry about it. Anyways, you'll find out in due time. So, I'm going to stop rambling here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you stay safe out there in this extremely cold weather. I think it's like... It was like earlier this week, it was in like the single digits. So, if you're in an area where it's very cold, stay safe out there. Also want to say a quick thing. I didn't plan on saying this, but if you guys watch the YouTuber Shay Frillis, he was recently in a car accident. Unfortunately, his brother and his friend passed away, and James is in... I believe he's doing okay now, but he was in very bad shape, so... I believe there's a GoFundMe page to help for the funeral and such, but please go and say your prayers for James and his family, and then if you can donate, please go. If I can find a link, I'll put it in the description, but you can just go on Twitter and search in Shay Frillis, and it'll probably be his pinned post or something. But yeah, stay safe out there if you drive. If you don't drive, also stay safe. But yep, that's all from me. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you hopefully soon.